Welcome to Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls on Gift of Healing TV. And I'm delighted to be joined by Jaki Bent, founder of the Emotional Baggage Diet and If Everyone Cares, and my little sister. Jaki, thank you for joining us.
That's all right. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
We're going to be just a brief video again this week on tracks of our
lives.
Tracks of our lives. I keep going to say years. Tracks of our
Yeah.
lives. Now I know that you've shared something in this, and I know I've heard it. But for folks out there, share what you mean by tracks, because I know it's really clever the way you put it.
It's the tracks of our lives. It's when we get stuck in a rut. You know, those habits that we've got that keep us somewhere that we really don't want to be. And the reason I call it the tracks of our lives is if you imagine a heavy tractor that goes down the same track every day, day in, day out. And after a while, it has created those ruts, you know, like we get stuck in, those ruts for it. And after a while, actually, the farmer doesn't need to hold the steering wheel because the ruts are so deep that the tractor's not going to go off course anyway. So it really is like being stuck in a rut, in a habit that isn't really taking you to where you want to go anymore. It's not doing you service. So say the farmer has changed where his barn is, but the tractor still thinks it wants to go to where the original one was. It's a bit like that. So it's very simple. So it's about being stuck in a rut.
And you can't even take a detour.
No, exactly, because you're stuck in a rut and it's just going there. And so to get out of it, whenever we want to change a habit or anything like that, it's never the easiest of things. It is so easy. It's like, you get home from work, you go straight to the biscuit tin, or you go straight for the cup of coffee, or you sit down and you watch the television and you don't have a healthy meal, or something that isn't really doing you any favours, and something that you'd like to change because you're frustrated about it. So let's imagine this farmer and his tractor has started catching on the bottom because there are stones.
Yes.
You know, there's been a bit of rain, there's some of the stones there, it's catching the bottom of the tractor and it's doing it some damage and it's not comfortable anymore. And so what he's got to do is he's just got to really tug on that steering wheel, and he's got to get one wheel up on one side and one wheel in the centre.
Yeah.
And he now needs to concentrate about what he's doing. He now needs to focus on where he would really like to go. And what happens is the more he does that, the more the weight of the tractor pushes down the mud and starts to fill in the old ruts, which means that it's starting to become easier. Now, every now and again, don't know if any of you would recognise this, you let your eye off the ball. You let go of that steering wheel and you're back in the rut and you think, drat, or something like that. The second you've done that, pat yourself on the back because you've realised you're going back into the old habit, the old rut. And then what you want to do is tug back on that wheel again and do it, because the more you do that, the more it will push that earth down, it will fill up that old rut, and it will help you to have a new pathway. Even if you don't know exactly what it is, it will help you to change habits. So it's as simple as that. Tracks of our lives.
But it is about, you know, we talk about getting stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
And okay, it was a relationship, and I realised I was so stuck in a rut with it, and it was a relationship I had to leave, and I felt that we were stuck in parallel ruts. His lined with rose petals because he was very comfortable, thank you very much indeed. Mine lined with rose thorns, and it got to the stage where it was so uncomfortable, it wasn't even a matter about tugging on the wheel to keep in a different, it was, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
But we're very good, aren't we, at our comfort zone. Our rut is comfortable, and we will only leave it when it becomes so uncomfortable that we can't bear it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I did. So you can do the slowly but surely, the gentle change. It's like an addiction or something that you want to give up. Like me with tea, I slowly but surely. Well, that's an all or nothing. That's definitely an all or nothing. But with tea, I was an absolute teaaholic. The number of mugs, not even cups, mugs of tea I would have in a day. And it was like, I'm going to have a little cup of water, glass of water with each one. And slowly I replaced the tea with water. So it wasn't an all or nothing. It wasn't cut it, no tea suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
But I was having 2 sugars in each tea. So it's now, I'm not stopping just chocolate, I'm stopping all sugar. 28 days by the end of tomorrow.
Congratulations. Better person than me.
But we can do it. Yeah. We can do it. We just all have to find what works best for us.
What's your trigger? What's your motivation? Is it for the farmer, it was the fact his tractor was getting damaged and he didn't want to damage his tractor, so he does it? Is it, so one for me, I used to drink quite a lot of tea as well, and I have loads of fruit juice and stuff like that, and then because of a health condition I wanted to get my body more alkaline, and somebody had said, well, you want to drink lemon water. When I first had it, I was like, who on earth would drink lemon water? Every day for the last 3 years, I have a whole lemon squeezed in a litre of water every day, and I drink it. And I've actually improved my osteoporosis. I started to make changes on it. So it has to be something that really
motivates.
Yeah. And I think sometimes that can be frustration with something.
Yeah.
And frustration, instead of people seeing it as a negative, I see frustration as one of the biggest gifts we are ever given, because it will motivate you to take change. Yeah. And motivation can either be that you want to move away from something, or you want to move towards something. Yeah. And it doesn't matter which it is that you're using.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. So loads of little tiny gems and nuggets actually in there, if you think about it. Tracks of our lives.
Nuggets and
pearls. There you are. Motivation away from or towards.
Yeah.
You know.
And get out of your comfort zone,
exactly.
folks.
And frustration's a gift.
Absolutely. But they say life begins outside your comfort zone.
Oh, definitely. Oh, we could do another one in the future on our 360 degrees and outside our comfort zone. Oh, wait for another day on that one.
No, next week on Monday we've got perspective 6 or 9.
Yeah.
So I hope you will join us for that.
Oh,
yes, because
that's really interesting.
And Jackie is joining.
I'm coming back again. She's not getting rid of me that easily.
Yeah, we don't get rid of sisters at all.
I live 100 miles away. I'm just up here looking after my other sister's house.
So, folks, I hope that's spoken to you. And as I've said before, even if you thought, oh, I'm not sure about that, it doesn't matter. If it's given you something to think about and you find your own way of putting it, doing it, whatever, that's what these are all about. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Jackie.
Really appreciate it. And before we go, why don't you ask us questions on Twitter? So ask Sarah at which Twitter account?
all of them.
All of them.
Oh, I can't remember.
The Gift of Healing.
No, Gift of Healing isn't one of them. Oh, it is.
You can look up the Gift of Healing. You can look up Sarah Jane. You can look up
Dragon Wisdom.
And Vocal Reiki. There you are. Oh, Vocal Reiki. You should find out more about that. And me, I'm Jaki Bent, and my Jackie's spelt really differently. It's just Jaki. And you can also find me on If Everyone Cares.
So join us, folks. We'd love to hear from you.
Definitely.
Anyway, love, peace, and light to you all.
Love and light.
Namaste.